What is good, everyone? It is Zigzag here. Welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. So today we are back on the road to a 100 country streak. It's the 4th episode in the series here. Big shout outs to Poison for making the outline of the webcam for me. It looks very clean. I think you guys will agree. And also, just want to say, go show your boy some love over on the Instagram here. Check out the new post and yeah, give me a follow. Okay, so let's get into the first game of Diverse World here today. So I'll try and explain my thought process as best as I can, because I think a lot of people said I was going a bit too fast in previous videos. So first one here, we're in Generation 4 camera, so that immediately narrows down the possible countries that it can be. We have holy poles over here, so I am thinking maybe these might be French ones with the Generation 4. It definitely could be like a French neighborhood here. Also, you often see these like metal brackets around French poles, so that's definitely making me think of France as well here. And because it's the first round, I think I might just go for it. I guess Poland is also possible here with these holy poles, but I think these holes are a bit smaller, and often you'll see that kind of the smaller holes in French poles. So I'm pretty confident here. Ends up being near Paris there, so that's a good start. Kind of a difficult round in some ways. So this one is pretty much a South Africa-Botswana toss-up here. A lot of the time in Botswana, you have better quality roads than this. That's something I would say. We have black letters on the number plate. So a lot of the time we get blue letters around Pretoria and Johannesburg and down to Durban. But I'm not really sure. Maybe this is just like a side road in Botswana. I think I'm going to go for that. We'll find out shortly, I guess. Yeah, ends up being near Francistown there. So that was a good decision. Next time we have the Senegalese Google car here, so we can just send it in. Just part of the game, boys. You take the free rounds. Okay, so this one looking Russian to me with the double white lines here. We've also got a ton of bollards on the corner of each of the corners of the road here. So definitely feeling Russia here. Let's go for it. And yeah, even a nice guess. Okay, and so the next one, feeling USA, maybe Canada. It's quite dry, I would say. And so yeah, this yellow bollard probably reminds me more of US as well. And it is like a fairly cold climate, but fairly dry as well. So I kind of feel like I do prefer US here. I'm just trying to see if there's any like specific hints. This one could easily be Canada. But at least we're getting our hard ones off the bat here. Let's hope. Yeah. So it was Montana. Just gave me more of a US vibe, and that bollard looked more American as well. So happy to get away with the first 5 here. A good start, no doubt. Again, so the next one then, feeling Russian or Ukrainian here. And so, looking at the number plates here, can't really see anything too much on them. This one is not too easy, I would say. Could certainly be either of them. I might prefer Russia here. Feels like a bit of a colder climate, but yeah, as I said, could easily be Ukraine. Just looking at all the number plates, see if there's anything to differentiate them, but not really so much this time. It seems like we're pretty much just working with landscape here. A little hilly. This could easily be Ukraine, but I'm just going to go for Russia. I think it's more likely here. And it is. Excellent. So we live another round, another difficult round, to be fair. So this time we have holy poles, but the holes are a bit longer, and the holes end before the end of the pole. And a yellow filled-in sign, so it will be Poland for that reason. And, whoa, that was scarily close to the Czech Republic, but, you know, fine. And this one looks a lot like Turkey, all white road lines, wide highway here. And yeah, we have these white Turkish bollards as well, so we can send it in. And another nice guess. Okay, so yellow front plate here. We're driving right-hand side of the road. I don't recognize these place names, but this one will be Colombia. We've got the Colombian cross on the sign here. And so feeling northern, I would say. Could be like past the hills over here as well. No, it is northern. Okay, next one. We have long dashes on the outside of the road. Would immediately suggest that we are somewhere in Norway. And I would say quite far south here in this kind of region here, maybe. Yeah, okay, not too bad. So 21,000 points again, not the best seed ever, but we have had Russia twice in a row, so you can't really get the best score when that happens to you most times, unless you're a beast. Anyway, we have another Colombian cross on the back of the sign here, kind of hard to make out, but often times they'll also paint the signpost in white as well, so makes life a little easier when you get that. Okay, and the next one here, single yellow line, so I think Canada. And the houses look very Canadian as well, so no front plates as well, so maybe Quebec or something like that, somewhere around there, presumably. Yep, ends up being on the other side of Montreal. This time we have what appears to maybe be another Colombian cross. This time will probably require a bit more investigation though. Yeah, so that definitely is a Colombian cross, and we can see even a yellow plate on this truck. So plenty of Colombia and Russia so far in this one, and that was a nice guess on the right side of the mountains there. And this one feels, well, I almost said New Zealand off the bat, but it is Japan. We got the yellow plates here. They don't always use yellow plates in Japan, of course, but sometimes they do. And we're driving left-hand side of the road with a single yellow, so pretty much the only country it can be. And this one's a really interesting, like, climate. I was thinking around there, maybe? Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so next one, US or Canada. This one might feel more Canadian. No, but looking around this way, well... Okay, let's take a look at what we can see here. Scott County. Recycling, okay, so counties I believe would be both countries. RD 130, something. Okay, so I should really like learn some Canada. Okay, that I thought it might be a nice flag for us, but it's not. Okay, so let's break this down. Like, okay, so very flat, so somewhere inside the center of the continent, and then it's fairly. It's hard to make out what. Ooh, could it be Kansas? It looks like an NS. AS. Well, I was going to say, it does feel fairly dry, so I think Kansas is actually quite a good option here, especially because it says NSAS. I think we're just going to go for Kansas here. It definitely has that plains vibe, but maybe a bit drier than what you'd see in Canada. A bit, like, warmer climate. And then, I'm sure we could find Scott County for a 100 streak right now, but because we're not... yes, it was Kansas indeed. So actually, a little bit of looking can go a long way when you're stuck on a round, and so that's why sometimes taking your time is a good idea, but... without that, I'm pretty sure I would have gone US anyway. Anyway, so this is something they often do in Israel, where they have black and white running up and down the poles. And because we've got Hebrew as well, it's pretty much an easy Israel here. Or West Bank, of course. And so if I can find it, somewhere around here I would suggest. A little further north there. Okay, so next one is going to be in Malaysia. We have the black and white stripe on the sign pole here, which you would never see in Indo. And white road lines as well. With Gen 4, it should be on the peninsula here, and it's a little further north. Okay, so next one here, Dubai Airport. I don't think we need to really dwell on this one too long here. That's fine. And the next one, some more Malay with this signpost. This time we have like a reddish soil. And so I am wondering whether this one could be Borneo, because often you get some red soil around there. I'm going to go for Borneo here. Not really sure. It could be mainland though. Yeah, it's just mainland right near Thailand. So interesting little round there. And this one is interesting as well. So we have the Nayarit, or however you pronounce it, Nayarit number plates here with the red splodge on the side. So that makes life nice and easy here. Let's go. It feels fairly coastal to me, so I'm going to go there. Ends up being pretty close. So yeah, that's one of the more distinctive Mexican plates. Mexican plates are kind of difficult to learn, but some of them do look distinctive like that. Okay, so next one's Japan with the low camera, black Google car, which you do see sometimes there. And yeah, low camera is the big clue here, as well as the architecture, of course. And I'm pretty sure if we zoom in on here, I mean, you couldn't quite tell it's Japanese, but you almost can. And so I'm going to go around Osaka here. It's up being decent. This one, very red dirt, and we've got like a Latin American antenna on the car here, so I am thinking Brazil for this one. So looking around here, yeah, there's no concrete evidence to say it's Brazil, but the red dirt would make it more likely than any other country that I can think of. So the only other country I could feasibly see this being was like, well, maybe Mexico? I don't really think so. The landscape as well, with these kind of rolling hills with agriculture. Definitely seems quite Brazilian, so not really sure where, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so next round here, we're on 22. This one is going to be a Bangladesh car, so we can send it in pretty quickly. Some of those Google cars are super distinctive. I was going to say, even with these yellow plates, I thought this looked a lot like France, and sure enough, we have like typical French signs here, D35, that's like what the regional highways look like, or the regional routes, and yeah, we have the names of towns here, which I don't recognize, so just going to go for somewhere in, I don't know where, somewhere around here, yeah. Okay, so next one should be Canada, I would say. Let's take a look around here. Okay, this one's definitely difficult, could be USA. Okay. This one's kind of unpleasant because I definitely know places in the US that look a lot like this. And so we're kind of just left in the dark because there's literally not a single sign in sight. It's quite annoying, I would say. Anywho, so a lot of birch trees, a lot of thin birch trees. It would suggest that we're somewhere further north here. But of course, this could easily be Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, even Maine maybe. even Washington State. Don't think it's Washington State, but it could be. Oh, so any of those 5 are possible, as well as Alaska, I suppose, but I'm not sure if you see that many trees up there. So I was just thinking of going Manitoba here, and hoping for the best, really. It's a little bit of a scary round, but what can you really do at this point? And yeah, we correct it. It's over the border in Ontario, so we live another day. 25 in a row here, going super clean. Those toss-ups are tough. Next one here. So we've faded a lot of hard rounds, but here we have another. And this one seems like it might be a green on the plate, so I am immediately thinking of Canada because both Manitoba and Saskatchewan use some green on the plates. But it's not an easy round, even with that fact. I can't see if there's a front plate there or not. I think there might be, but it's kind of hard to tell. And so the landscape, fairly flat, quite a few trees, a lot of cornfields as well here. If I'm honest, I think without the plates, I'm thinking more USA here, but could be either, that's for sure. No, the longer I look at it, the more I like USA, I must say. Just because it feels more like the center of America. So it could be just over the border in like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Ontario, but I'd say it's more likely to just be like rural Iowa or maybe Minnesota or something like that. It doesn't not feel so far north to me with all these trees. Could even be like Missouri or something like that. I don't know. Kind of a difficult round here. 2 in a row. It's kind of painful, but I'm going to go for US here. Ends up being correct in near Mississippi or in Mississippi. So that does make sense in the end. So I'm happy that I managed to get that one out. And another difficult round potentially here. We're driving right-hand side of the road. So can we see anything here? Not too much in the way of clues on them. So the sun, of course, is kind of hard to actually tell. Okay, so right-hand drive then. I think Spain or... Yeah, I think it should be Spain or Greece. Houses feel more Spanish, I must say. Not an easy round, this one. Interesting poles here. Okay, so you do get this style of pole here in Spain. This one right here. It's kind of hard to make out, but it's similar to the ones that you'd see in France often. So maybe it's like an island in Spain, like Palma or something like that. I'm not sure. I think they are kind of dry like this, so I don't mind it. But the rock walls would also make sense for Spain, no doubt. And so fairly good condition road as well. Kind of looks like Australia, so often when I see that, I just go for Spain. But yeah, Portugal seems unlikely. Feels a bit too flat for Portugal, I'd say. And then Greece also. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just Spain. I'm good with it. Yeah, wow, actually, really nice guess on a Spanish island there. And so we continue on the streak. Okay, so this one is New Zealand, typical New Zealand with these bollards. Double yellow lines is not that common, but you do see it every now and again. And we're in a bay here with the ocean to our... Okay, so we could be over this side, I imagine. Some kind of a bay. Could be like around here. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to go for that. Yeah, very nice, very nice. And so this one is Switzerland, so we've got like generic European bollards with the low cam and all white road lines. And we seem to be in the Alps this time, so I like to click over this kind of direction here. Ends up being in Switzerland indeed. And this one looks Chilean, I would say. All white road lines with the heart of the desert. And yeah, we've got the white car, so I think Chile. Yeah, and these look like Chilean poles as well with like the long concrete divided parts. So yeah, this one should be a fairly easy Chile send. I think it would be rather unlikely to be anywhere else. So yeah, we're correct. Okay, so 21,000 again. Another difficult seed with plenty of countries that where we could have possibly failed, but hey, we survive another day. And this one feels probably Israeli. Although we don't have any yellow plate. Was that a yellow plate? Actually kind of hard to tell. Maybe it's actually UAE. So yellow and black border here. This actually could be UAE, so it's not often that I screw this up, but like it is very green for UAE. I guess that's the problem with this round, but yeah, pretty sure it actually is UAE after looking at it. I'm pretty sure they do the striped poles, like post. They do the strap posts more often, so I'm pretty sure. And then this just seems like very artificial in a way that it wouldn't really in Israel, and also it'd be very flat for Israel as well. So I'm pretty made up here. I feel like this could be like 5 cable, probably not actually. No, it wouldn't be this one. There's like overhead things, but I feel like this would almost be worth 5K just because it's such a distinctive part. I mean, next to like a big park here of some kind, so we could definitely find it. But I don't know if I have the patience for that, as I'm pretty sure it is UAE. we can't see the Google car at all. So it has been like a bunch of hard rounds. And this yellow plate as well is kind of strange. But yeah, overall pretty confident here. 26 kilometers away. There it was. Actually not marked in green. But we survived. Good. Okay, this one is South Africa. So we're driving left-hand side of the road with the Generation 2 camera. Interesting little round here. So I wonder where it is. Colesberg. Or Colesborg. Interesting. So actually not familiar with where that would be. I think maybe south or somewhere over here, maybe. Not actually sure where Colesborg's going to be. I'm just going to click there. It's up being all the way out here. So surprisingly hilly for the center of the country there. Okay, so next one. Feeling, where are we feeling for this one? Maybe US. Let's take a look around. Yeah, so it looks like American bollards here. These, like, America just uses any kind of bollards they want, but sometimes you kind of get the sense for the pattern where they normally have some kind of yellow reflector, kind of similar to the Japanese ones in a way. And so fairly dry here. Don't think there's, yeah, and this is the USA overtaking sign, so we were 100% USA here. Decent guess out in New Mexico there. Felt very dry, almost Mexican. So yellow rear plates here, so maybe UK. Yeah, this is United Kingdom. Signs are set up for left-hand drive, and they're not the Irish style ones. I thought France might be possible there at first, but no. So low cam here should be either Taiwan or Japan, and it's one of these ones where it's actually not entirely clear. I would say these are not very tropical-looking trees to me, so I think it is just Japan. But I would forgive someone for going Taiwan here. But on the probability of everything, I think we just have to go Japan here. If it's Taiwan, so be it. And yeah, it was definitely cold climate trees. I just wanted to click south in case it was Taiwan so I wouldn't look silly. But yeah, we're on 35 now, so chugging along nicely. You never know with these ones. Another difficult round potentially here. So we've got blue strip on one side of the plate here. Do we have an antenna? No antenna, so I'm immediately thinking of Serbia here. Serbia seems quite likely, and we got a little bit of Eastern European swearing here. I like it. So then, that, it almost felt Cyrillic, but I don't actually think it is. It's just Latin. So interesting little green plate on the tractor there. Wouldn't really put too much stakes into that, but this looks like it is Cyrillic. So yeah, I think southern Serbia should make sense here, theoretically. Also, this kind of commie car is more common in Serbia than surrounding countries, I would say. And so, yeah, southern Serbia, possibility for North Macedonia here, because it does kind of remind me of Bulgaria. And I guess possibility for Bulgaria as well, although normally you would see an antenna there, I feel. And so, I do. It's a lot of red roofs. It is definitely an interesting Serbian round, but I think that's just because it's southern overall. Now, I wish I knew my architecture a little bit better. This is like one where you really do have to know your stuff. This looks like a Serbian house to me. Yeah, not easy. Not easy. But yes, okay, Serbia it's going to be. Can't think of anything better here, so let's send it. And we're 23 kilometers away, boys. You already know. Basically perfect there. Okay, so next one. Oh, we're driving left. Black and white stripes on the poles here. Now, normally, this one feels quite Borneo, but on Borneo, you will only get the black car, like, inside Sarawak and maybe inside Sabah as well. All the other places tend to be white car over there. So maybe this is just going to be southern peninsula. Otherwise, we're right near Sarawak. And, okay, Bintulu also will have a bit of black car as well. Good to know, good to know. Did feel more island, more Borneo to me. So here we have another potentially difficult Eastern European round. Blue strip on the plate. It does appear that we do have a blue strip on the plate here. Maybe even blue strip on both sides. So maybe this is Albania. Do we have rifts? Slight rifts, but no proper rifts. Okay. Oh no. Here we have some bigger rifts. So I think this is Albania, right? Looks like we do have blue on both sides of that plate. As for the front, no blue there. Okay, we have a bit of red. And so that's something you will sometimes see in Albania. So Albania it is, and we're 94 kilometers away. And so in the next one here, 38th Street here, looks like we have these octagonal concrete poles that you would see in Mexico. And so, yes, I do think this is Mexico. Short plates as well, and stubby Latin American antenna. Should all check out. And even a decent guess. I was going to say it reminded me of Guatemala. That's why I had to check the Google car there. And so this one, we got the black Kenya car. And so, I was thinking maybe a bit like north or south of Nairobi here. Not really sure. Yeah, 3.8 kilometers away. You are joking, man. That's a nice little guess. That's a nice little guess for sure. Okay, so 40 kilometers in a 40 countries in Aruna. So almost getting towards halfway here to our goal of 100. And so this is Portuguese with the AO suffix here. Am I recording? I gotta be recording, man. Thank goodness. And audio is working. Excellent. I don't know why, but I'm just a bit paranoid these days. Okay, so we have black chevrons with the yellow arrow as well, and that is going to be also in Brazil. And so this one feels quite, not quite sure, but it feels quite like up here maybe, or up here. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, wow. Now down near Piranha, so a terrible, terrible guess, but doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things. And so, no car meta here, so immediately thinking of Thailand. So I'd love to see what side of the road we're driving on. Looks like we might be set up for left-hand drive here with these two guys parked as if they were driving left before. It's not the easiest ever tie run. What's she holding here? Like a loaf of bread, or can't tell, or maybe some liquid. What's this? Is it a church? Because that would also be kind of rare to see in Thailand. So now I'm wondering whether this could be Philippines, because yes, normally you would have some car meta in Philippines, but it does kind of give me Filipino vibes with the hills. We also have a wooden pole here rather than a concrete pole. Yeah, so wooden pole here, wooden pole here. I think in Thai, you would normally see, in Thailand, you would normally see some more Thai poles than this, surprisingly enough. So maybe I do actually, I mean, these guys look like they were driving left, but you never know. Could have just like done a U-turn. Whatever. Driving right. Yeah. So maybe Philippines is more likely here. With the church, I think this might be a church. Looks like there is a steeple here. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a too difficult of a tie around to like accept here. I think this one should be Filipino actually. Which yeah, I was not expecting necessarily on first glance, but with a double concrete road, I think it does make sense overall. So let's hope for the best here. Ends up being correct. Let's go. So good little logic there. And this one is somewhere, I think we're generation 4 here. Yeah, so we will be in inside Austria, and we had German as well. And another nice guess. And so this one looks Baltic, or perhaps Polish. And this might be where it ends, because it is a rather difficult round, all things considered. So we have a bit of language here. IDE. And ES. Huh. Okay, so if only we could see that sign, I feel like this round will be a lot easier. So one thing I've heard is that like wide dirt roads more common in, or less common in Estonia. So maybe thinking of Latvia or Lithuania here. I might prefer Lithuania. I don't know. That's just the vibe that I'm getting. Could easily be Latvia here. But I'm kind of getting a Lithuanian vibe. I cannot lie. It's a little hilly. Could see that in both countries, of course, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing here, which is the shame of it. Oh, as for this pole, okay. Man, it's just too obscured to really tell what's going on top, because you can sometimes get a bit of an idea, but no, I think I would just be fooling myself if I tried to interpret that too much. So yeah, I think I would just go for Lithuania here. If not, then the video ends here. But I'm hoping that we are correct. Oh man, just over the border. That is how diverse world country streaks normally end. I mean, yeah, Latvia is also a good option there. I feel like, you know, when you're only 10 kilometers away from the border, you can't be too mad about around like that. Especially because, well, you can tell me if there was anything I could have done there. But as for me, I didn't really like get anything specific. So guys, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Appreciate you always, and give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Thanks very much for watching, and until the next one.